Hello, this is Danny Doyle, and welcome back to Chapter 4 of my level 1000 Year Door run. And Chapter 4 is, to my mind, the best chapter aesthetically speaking, although possibly the worst one gameplay-wise. There's actually only 2 mandatory fights in this chapter, against Dooplis and then the Dooplis Rematch where you only have Vivian. In addition to that, there is just a lot of backtracking. Backtracking against some of the most obnoxious enemies to fight, the Mazy Daisies, the Hyperclefts, and they're in these narrow corridors that makes them really difficult to avoid. And you just run back and forth through those corridors over and over and over, which is just really annoying. Yeah, really annoying. But I'm not the first person to comment on that. I think the general consensus is that this chapter is very difficult, or very not difficult, very fun aesthetically, but very bad from a gameplay perspective. Speaking of, do I have something I can get rid of? I can store the Mini Mr. Mini. I want to pick up that second booze sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and store a Mini Mr. Mini so I can pick it up. Everything else in the room, we can get more copies of from the various stores since I have infinite money. The Jam and Jelly and Life Shroom are definitely very good. The Booze Sheet is the only one that I can't get infinite of, though, at the moment. Oh no, I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Thunder Rage would be nice, but I've already got Thunderbolt, and the bosses are both only one enemy. So coming up here, we have the Hammer Throw badge. When I was younger, I actually thought Hammer Throw was really cool because I liked Hammer better than Jump, because I just found the Hammer action command easier than the Jump action command. So I thought, oh, Hammer Throw, well now you can hit enemies anywhere, and you use the Hammer action command. It's just clearly the best one. Now I am enlightened, and I recognize that Hammer Throw is actually kind of trash. I don't think I'll ever use it, TBH. Alrighty. So here we have Flower Saver. Theoretically, this can be used in a couple of strategies. Unfortunately, none of them are usable by us. 4 BP. So I've decided to fight the optional boss of this chapter, not because I actually want the award. I'm pretty sure the award is something like unusably bad. I remember looking it up and being like, oh wow, that's a bad badge, and also it's more than 3 BP, so I literally cannot use it. However, there's not that many fights in Chapter 4. I'll take an optional boss fight. It's a big spoopy ghost. All of the audience is booze, predictably enough. So I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is the most predictable strategy. Super Oswin Gaming! Anyway, we will now spin jump him. Oh, well that's embarrassing. Doesn't matter. Super Oswin Gaming. Super Oswin Gaming. Super Oswin Gaming! Yeah, this is not a very difficult boss. I don't know, I just figured I would show it off. This isn't like an all bosses run or anything, but yeah, I figured I would show it off. And for all of that trouble, lucky start. It has a random chance of giving you a positive status effect at the start of the battle. And all of that for the low cost of 4 BP. I literally looked this thing up yesterday and forgot until I got it. That's how fucking unmemorable and unusable it is. Also, fun fact, if it falls down this pit, you just aren't able to get it until you can buy it from his mouse. Not that you're missing anything. Even if you have the BB for it, it's not very good. It's such a bad badge. So, further proof that fighting Atomic Boo for Lucky Start is not worth it. Now there are regular boos as enemies in Creepy Steeple, which they previously haven't been. So, enjoy your reward. Random fucking status effect at the start of the fucking battle. Not very good. Anyway, let's go fight Dooplis. He's a little dingus, and we're gonna kick his butt. I didn't even heal up Mario's FP, because I am so convinced that the Oswin sweep will be real that I don't think I need to. Nice going, Slick. Yeah. We're gonna pick a fight now. Oh, sorry. I said we're fighting Dooplis. I should have clarified. We're fighting question mark, question mark, question mark. He's actually the same character that you fight at the start of Pokemon Gold and Silver. I love this music, though. This is really fucking baller music. Anyway, we are going to spin jump him. Hopefully I get the action command. Oh, I messed up again? Is the timing different than regular jump? Maybe the timing is different and I'm just using the regular jump timing. Let me know in the comments. I'll probably have finished the run by the time you're commenting. Is he gonna kill Yoshi? Yeah, he killed Yoshi. That's unfortunate. I think we can still do this without Yoshi, although we should probably swap to Flurry. Do a little body slam. Oh, it looks like the stage is about to fall down too. And now he's gonna turn into Mario. I guess failing that spin jump and letting Oswin get killed is actually a good thing because it means we get to hear the awesome Dooplis battle theme even longer. He has my boots, too. What a dingus. But he doesn't have my badges, it would seem. Doesn't matter, I'm bad at bingo. Alright, let's slam a Rooney. And then he's going to... Ouch. Well, that's rude. Anyway, you're dead now. Goodbye, Dooplis. Just kidding. So, I'm playing as Dooplis, and that Dooplis is the real Mario. So, now, the Dooplis that just defeated me, you can see he doesn't have pupils. So he gets the Crystal Star, and then the end narration is like, oh man, that was so easy, like, we basically beat the game. And they run away, and it just leaves you here on the corpse of the imposter Mario, which is the real Mario. This chapter is very gender, by the way. It's all about, like, the importance of names and what happens when your name gets stolen, and it's where you get Vivian, the canonically trans character. So this chapter is very gender. Yeah, it's very gender. And, of course, one thing you'd always gotta do when you go to Creepy Steeple is check out the hidden treasure room. You get a Shine Sprite in here. You get the old cookbook, which will be useful for the Trouble Center Trouble. You get Ice Smash, which is not especially good. And you get a Star Piece, which, you know, Star Piece exists. And now we have Best Girl, which unfortunately means it's time for a unit review. We're at a character review. She would score 10 out of 10. We love Vivian. We stand Vivian here. But as a unit, as a party member, Vivian. So in part, she's modeled after Bo from 64. Her basic attack is not taken from Bo. Yoshi gets that, and obviously that's a big part of why Yoshi is good. But her special attack, Veil, is modeled after Out of Sight from Bo. Unfortunately, I think the devs recognized that Bo was just the best party member by a significant margin. She enabled so many broken strategies just by being functionally a Mario dancer. And so Veil was nerfed. Now, Veil will just get you to dodge the enemy attack, but then both Mario and Vivian lose their next turn. So what this means is it no longer functions like a dance. It is just dodge a charged attack. Which is unfortunate, because while there are some charged attacks, and like we've got the Hyper Goombas and Hyper Clefs specifically here to sort of teach us about that, they're not especially common, and oftentimes it makes more sense to just kill them before they get the charge off, because of just how offensively focused this game is. Like, you've seen how I've been able to, like, 1, 2, 3 turn basically every fight I've been in. That's going to continue, and you'd have even more options to do that if you were, you know, not level 1. So Veil is kind of, like, not super useful. I've seen people use it for, like, the Shadow Queen, because the Shadow Queen has, like, a very devastating charge attack on, you know, if you're trying to fight her more honestly. Other than that, I can't really think of anyone I would really Veil against. And even Veiling against the Shadow Queen feels so bad, because you miss both Mario and Vivian's turns. Her other attacks are pretty alright. Shade Fist is her neutral attack. It's 3 power, and if you boost her up, it becomes 4 power or 5 power. But if you fail the action command, it still deals 4 damage. The only thing the action command determines is whether or not it burns the enemy. It does have a 100% burn chance. Fiery Jinx, which is her super rank ability, is an AoE Shade Fist, basically. It's 5 damage, so it's always the ultra damage, even if you're only super rank. But it is, it's AoE Shade Fist. Like, it'll burn people, it'll deal 5 damage. It doesn't make contact, and that's sort of like the upside. Unfortunately for us, it is 6 FP, so we'll never be using it, but it does exist. And then Infatuate is basically, like, it's fun, but it's basically pointless. It's 4 FP, confuse all enemies. Confusion is one of the funniest and wackiest status effects, but unfortunately it's just not very strong. It is very, like, clippable moment to have enemies fight each other because of confusion, but just use freeze, or stop, or whatnot. Like, confusion is just not very good. So yeah, overall Vivian is just a little bit disappointing, unfortunately. Which sucks because we're stuck with only her as our party member for the next upcoming fight. But that means that Mario's basically gonna have to do it on his own. So now that we have Vivian, we finally head down the well, at which point we will get a Shine Sprite. So that's nice. The reason you head down the well with Vivian is obviously because you need it in order to continue the story, but there is also this badge block here, which I believe has Tornado Block, or Tornado Jump. As soon as I get away from this swarm of Buzzy Beetles, these guys are really obnoxious, and I forget about them every time. Yeah, Tornado Jump. Tornado Jump is another badge that is, like, pretty universally memed on. It's just not very efficient in terms of either FP or BP. It's basically an AoE jump for aerial enemies only. Anyway, here's another Shine Sprite for us. Yeah, I don't see myself using Tornado Jump, TBH. I don't actually even remember how much BP or FP it is. Let's check. It's only 2 and 3. But yeah, it's an AoE jump that only affects mid-air enemies. It's pretty fucking mid. And then, of course, here we get a Power Plus, which we, once again, are just unable to equip ever. So, again, kind of what's the point? The real reason we're here is the Mr. P, or the letter P. And then we learned Dooplis' real name from the parrot. I mean, I didn't. I already knew that. But that is where you learn Dooplis' real name, which you need in order to get out of the Rumpelstiltskin-esque situation that we're currently in. So, I don't really have any special cheese planned for Dooplis number 2. Well, I guess that's not entirely true. I do have a cheese planned, but I don't have, like, a 1 to 2 turn kill, right? Like, because I don't have Yoshi available, so I can't, do, like, extremely explosive turns in the same way that could. So, I actually didn't even equip Mega Rush P, Instead, I have Sleep Stomp equipped. Okay, I mobilized Goombella. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get Dooplis there. Let's try Sleepy Stomp. See if we can put him to Snoozy Pie. Oh, we put him to Snoozy Pie. We put him to Snoozy Pie so bad. And then Vivian comes and rejoins us after 2 turns. So now she's on our side. So he is asleep for 4 turns. Ooh, wait. Can we get a booze sheet? Oh, we don't have items for it. That's unfortunate. What do I want to do item-wise now? So, I guess Mr. Mini... I think we're about to wake him up, though, because all of our attacks wake him up, and, like, we don't really have anything else we could or should do. Yeah, so maybe that Sleepy Stomp was, preemptive, and I guess we could have appealed. But we woke him up. He's on fire now. I've shrunk him down. He'll do very little damage. I forgot to block. Okay. We can... I mean, Thunderbolt is probably our best way of dealing damage here. I like the idea of keeping Goombella out, just because it means that, like, she is not upgraded. So, that is the best way for us to, not have as much damage dealt to us. I could also... You know what I could do, actually? I think I'm going to switch the order up. Have Vivian attack first, and then I can Sleepy Stomp Dooplis. And we won't have to wake him up. Because the fire will wake him up, probably. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. But he at least will miss one turn of attack. And we would attack him next turn anyway, so yeah, we'll Sleepy Stomp him. And we didn't put him to sleep. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Okay, okay. I am failing these action commands an embarrassing amount. So we'll just end this with an Earth Tremor to get a little shred of my dignity back. We'll just end this with an Earth Tremor to get a little shred of my dignity back. Let's take him down. I mean, this doesn't even kill. It's only 6 damage. I'm pretty sure 6 is the max. I say only 6 damage as if I'm going to hit this action command. I've been failing the action command so much that it's fair to assume I'll only deal like 4 or 5 damage instead of the full 6. There we go. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. And this will also damage Goombella, but... Look, she shouldn't have betrayed us, okay? And... This is why we didn't upgrade Goombella, by the way. She wouldn't really have gained us anything, but then also just for her to deal less damage in this fight. And as a demonstration, definitely not me missing the action command. I dealt full damage there. Definitely a demonstration. Definitely not me just missing the action command again because I suck and I'm a fake gamer. No, definitely. That is Dooplis number 2, and that is Chapter 4. That brings us to the conclusion of Chapter 4. Again, from a gameplay perspective, very disappointing. Just to sort of have the same fight over and over. I guess it is slightly different in that, like, he is impersonating Mario, so he's using all of Mario's moves, and we have Vivian instead of the rest of the partners, but at the end of the day, it is still not the best chapter from a gameplay perspective. So, because Chapter 4 was so short, and Chapter 5 locks us on the island until completion, we are going to do some Rougeport housekeeping. First thing that we're going to do is check out Dazzle. Because I actually don't remember if Dazzle has anything I care about, but I want to see. No. No, Dazzle does not have anything I care about. I guess we can get Happy Heart and Happy Heart Pea and Happy Flower. I don't see them ever coming up, but what else am I going to spend my star pieces on? Like, I guess I might as well have the option. Options are always good. Options are always good. These options are not especially good, but options are always good. And we are going to upgrade Goombella. Because now there's no real reason to keep her at base level, since the Dooplis fight is over. And while, you know, her super rank isn't the best thing in the world, her ultra rank gives her rally rank, which is, like, fucking huge. And maybe I will need her super rank at some point during Chapter 5. So I figured I might as well. I'm gonna spend those shine sprites on her anyway. I don't necessarily think Mouz and Vivian need an upgrade, at least not as of right now, so that I can ultra the people I want to ultra on time. I'm just going to conserve the sprites. Now that we are in Bobbery's house, we can steal the Shine Sprite he's been hoarding in the back room. And since we are activating the map, we actually technically got the special already, but I use this as the opportunity to talk about Art Attack. The 5th special move that we get, Art Attack, is arguably the highest single damage attack that we have access to. I guess technically speaking, you know, like a Power Bounce could do more, or a Mega Rush P Yoshi Slam might do more. I haven't actually run the numbers there. But Art Attack does a lot of damage, and it is virtually unconditional. Now, I say single damage, it can be a group attack. It's based on how many times you draw a circle around the enemies, it'll deal damage to them. If an enemy is small enough that you can draw a bunch of circles around them, then it will deal a lot of damage to them. If an enemy is too big, then you don't really have time to draw circles around them. You probably stick to, like, Power Rush Yoshi. The nice thing is that you don't have to be in danger for, like, the huge damage stack, because you're just drawing circles around small enemies over and over. You can also make it a group attack if there's, like, 3 enemies and you draw ovals around them or whatever. You just have to enclose them a bunch of times. I think it is at its best when you use it against a single enemy, in particular a single small enemy. There might be a boss who is notoriously difficult, who is a single small enemy. I'll let you guess in the comments who that boss might be, but there might be a boss that I'm pretty explicitly planning to use Art Attack against. It's not Atomic Boo. And if we head on over to the Trouble Center, there are a couple of troubles I want to knock out prior to us going to the island and getting stuck on the island. And the first one is from Zesty. We got that cookbook earlier, we're going to give it to her. And this will unlock the ability to cook recipes that involve 2 ingredients, which is already very good on its own. You know, you get Jelly Ultras, there's a lot of really good 2-ingredient recipes. But in particular for our purposes, there is, this sort of lets us cheat the system in terms of a couple of items that the devs didn't necessarily want us to buy infinite of yet are accessible through cooking. And that is because, wait, no, don't cook my stopwatch. I just want to give you the book. Yeah, cook my book. Cook the cookbook. And, so I guess now I talk about the other extremely good aspect of Point Swap, and that is that Point Swap is a surprisingly effective ingredient in 2-ingredient recipes. So if you cook something that has a functional opposite with a Point Swap will give you the opposite. One of the obvious examples is Flyer Flower plus Point Swap equals Ice Storm, right? One of the stronger examples is Point Swap plus Repel Cape equals Bushi. And just in case you needed a demonstration, I am going to go ahead and cook them. And if you have another Point Swap, you can cook, like, if you cook something with a Point Swap, and then you decide you actually want the original, you can use the Point Swap to send it back. Point Swap will always reverse the sort of opposites. So, dodgy and invisible, for some reason, are considered to be opposites. Yeah, so she's really impressed by the fact that we were able to make Boo Sheets. Don't worry, we're gonna make more. We're gonna make more. So there is another trouble we want to do, and anyone familiar with the game will know, Miss Mouz, the worst party member in the game, is optional and missable. Well, not missable as in, like, you can never get her, but, like, she's optional. You can just not get her if you don't want. And she's the reward for doing this trouble, where we have to go, you know, track down this hidden badge. So we're gonna do that. She's not very good, but like I said earlier, options, options, options. So, after trekking all the way back through Hooktail's castle, because this game, some reason, really seems to love sending you back to Hooktail's castle, we go back to Hooktail's throne room and we find, look at this, it's attack effects B, the coolest badge ever. So now we gotta go return that to Mouz. This is such a bad quest. So, our reward. Our reward for backtracking all the way through a castle I didn't want to backtrack to, wasting 15 minutes of my life that I will literally never get back, the only life I have on this earth, is Miss Mouz. The worst party member in the game. Love Slap, which is her neutral attack, is a piercing attack, which is, you know, potentially useful. Piercing attacks have niches, right? If there's a defensive enemy, being able to pierce for free, like without spending FP, is definitely nice. Everything else, this is a utility unit. So she has Kiss Thief to steal items and badges that you can use for, like, huge amounts of void stacking if you want to steal, like, a bunch of lucky stuff. And then she has Tease to make people dizzy, which is even worse than Confuse, so, like, it's just worse than Vivian's. And her fucking Ultra Rank move. Her fucking Ultra Rank move. Smooch is 10 FP for 10 HP. The worst move in the game by a fucking country mile. Never mind the fact that, like, in high level you really don't care about recovering HP. Never mind any of that. It's just like, you're spending 10 FP and you only recover 10 HP. I'm standing at the noose for a reason. This is where Mouz goes. This is where she goes. Get in. Get in. Get in. And there is one more trouble from the Trouble Center that I want to knock out before we head to Keyhall Key. And that, as you might have guessed, is Pinty Jr.'s trouble. Because his father is stuck down here with no way to help. So next week, rather than going to Keyhall Key, we are going to delve into the Pit of 100 Trials.